put it on, put the plates in place, wanted to see where everything fit properly, and then I marked it on the vest. This is what we're looking at, roughly. Not that you can see anything. So I've got a bunch of these little flat Chicago screws, and I've got some epoxy. Originally, I was going to melt them in so they're, you know, kind of like the little nylon nuts you can put into 3D prints. You set them in there, you hit them with your heating iron, with your soldering iron, and it kind of insets a bit. But I don't know if I want to do that. I think I want to try just using some epoxy to see how well it sets. Because if I need, I can always take them off and reheat them. Take them off and put them on a different way. So these things have two tubes in them, right? One has a catalyst, and the other has the epoxy. It appears my epoxy side does not want to cooperate. I plan on putting 3 on here. So 1 in the shoulder piece and then 2 here. I may put 1 here. I want to leave this completely open so I have a little more flexibility, a little bit of movement. Just trying to center it. Hoping it'll just stay on its own accord. It won't, but we can try, right? When in doubt, spring clamps. This one I think is fine. It's flat enough, it ain't going nowhere. Luckily I have a ton of these little Chicago screws. Alright, give it a bit. Probably give it about 20 minutes. Looks like it's set up. I have chalk. I'm going to rub my chalk all over this metal bit here and this metal bit here. So the 2 metal prongs have a lot of chalk on it. I'm going to line it up, and it should transfer over pretty okay. I don't normally use a hole punch, but I'm using it this time because I don't want anything twisting. And you normally get twist with a drill. I'm not in a rush. I'm doing these one at a time. If something's unclear, I'm going to stop and go back. And do it the other way. First piece of armor is on. Check that out. First piece done. That is very cool. So now I'm going to do the same thing with everything else, but the process is going to be basically the same. But first I'm going to clean everything off. Stupid thing didn't record. So I just punched a hole. I'm doing these one at a time. I've got it mostly outlined, so I have a good idea of where I want everything to be. Run some chalk over that. Line it up. Push the mark on. And I can see a hole. I can see the transfer of the chalk. So I'm just going to punch this chalk and then move on to the next one. I'm not over tightening these screws because I don't want to shear the bolt off. Again, I'm just going nice and easy, one at a time, one at a time. Luckily, once we get close, everything kind of starts to line up on its own. Because there really is only one spot for this place, for this hole to be. Since it's leather, I can't just push and leave an indent. That chalk just jumped off the desk. Workstation, bench. Go. In theory, first plate's done. I'm not going to put it on yet. Not till I have everything done. Not to be a surprise for me too. I'm gonna do the same thing. Start by marking. Luckily I'm matching up with this one, so the nice thing about using like Velcro is it's slightly adjustable, so if I'm a little off, I can just move it a bit. This is not going to be easy to adjust. So I have to make sure everything is exactly where I want it to be. Try to match these up as best I can. So far everything seems relatively symmetric. If it is a little off, in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be terrible, because there's going to be so much more going on with this costume than just these chest plates. The fabric on this lining and the shell is actually pretty loose, so I may need to put washers on these. So we are almost ready to try this thing on, and I'm actually quite excited about that. We didn't forget about these now, did we? Before we get too far, make sure we can still snap everything together. Perfect. I'm going to slide everything down so this is at its farthest, because I want this to be pretty close. Matter of fact, I'm going to line up all of this, and then we're going to put everything on together. Let's see just how this looks. It's going to be much easier when Kim's here to help me. Not bad. It's a good start. Now this is the hard part, because I can't really bend. So we may have to take this off. Oh, come here. And do it all as one piece. And in the right spot. Oh, fine. Thought we were ready. I was mistaken. And I, of course, set this up so it's nice and snug and nothing moves. Which also means nothing gets adjusted. Of course, now I'm terrified of these snaps coming undone. Like that. Why don't I just wait till Kim comes home? How long is that going to be? 10, 15 minutes probably. Alright. We're only seeing the front chest piece. And then I'm going to go inside and have my teenager help me put on my Mandalorian costume. I may be able to get it with one hand. Man, the things I will do to not ask for help. Right? Oh, this looks good. I'll be right back. Let's move you back. So, this is where we're at. I may end up putting 2 bolts down here as well, because it does kind of kick out a little bit, and I think that'll bring everything back into line. Other than that, look at this thing. There's been a couple of changes since last we left. Originally I had the pauldrons right here, which looked okay. But I've added a strap on the back going the opposite direction. And I'm looping the top pauldron through on that, so everything overlaps a little more. And we get this. And I think this looks spectacular. That is so much, it's exactly what I wanted. We're going to stop for a minute and put the other one on. So I will more than likely put a snap right here where the pauldron lands and cut this extra bit off. We'll get there. We're not there just yet. And this should also keep it so I can get dressed a good chunk of this on my own at least. So now we have something closer to the model, which is, I'm just ecstatic about this. And I flip this so the point goes back up, so it's wider at the top than it's at the bottom. I like that much better. And for now, I'm just tucking this in. And on the back, I've added these two little loops here. They're on leather. They're stitched all the way through, so it's nice and secure. But that there we go. Everything fits much more snug now. But this is going to do two things. This is going to hold the back plate in place and be two mounting brackets for the jetpack. Whoa. Floor's uneven. Lean back, caught me off guard. So it is now going to rest right about there, which is perfect. I'm so happy with this. The silhouette is now exactly what I wanted it to be. The shoulders splaying out like that. Oh, look at that. That just looks spectacular. That's exactly what I was envisioning. That is my Mandalorian. Oh, I'm excited. So once I'm in it, it's going to come out to probably about here and about here, because I'm wider than this mannequin. But everywhere that rubs has foam on the inside, so I'm not worried about it chipping off the paint. He looks good. And maybe time for a fitting. I'm also probably going to end up putting a strap of Velcro on either side in the back here, just to hold the plate down. We'll see. We'll see. Let me put this on. We'll see what it looks like. Not too shabby. This fits exactly, well, except for my tie. This fits exactly how I wanted it to. The minute I moved the pauldrons up more, it's just so much more comfortable. I did add, not on this one, but I added a Chicago screw on this side too. I have one on this side, but it popped loose because I was messing with it before the glue was secured. Also, speaking of which, add little fender washers because it kept pulling through the fabric. But look at this. This is everything's buried, so I can't get to anything else. But I'm so excited about how this looks. If you are excited about how this looks, you should be subscribed. See where we're going with this. I don't think it's going to take forever, but I'm going to enjoy it. Look at that. And then there's going to be belts all across. I like leaving this open because I think that's just such an interesting look. But this is perfect. I do need help getting into it. But I probably don't need help getting out. At least not yet. Come on. He says as he struggles to get out of his costume. Oh, because I'm an idiot. Hold on. Back plate has to come off first. There we go. That makes way easier that way. I'm very happy with how this is turning out. He's my new favorite costume. You know, while I was working on my Speeda, it was my favorite costume. When I was working on my Tusken, that was my favorite costume. And my Jedi, oh my goodness, I love my Jedi. So all of those costumes, I have videos for. Start to finish, for most of them. I think I'm only missing a couple of things here or there. But, you know, if you're interested, peruse through my playlist. You might find something interesting. Nothing I do is out of the ordinary. Nothing I do is very difficult. It's all repetition. Once you get the practice, it's all easy. Maybe you should costume with me. Either way, thanks for making it to the end of the video. Hope I see you next time.